Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of Old Try Hard Gaming with me, Roke HTV. They say of me, he does the best he can with what he's got, which I admit is not a lot of talent, but a whole lot of Grand Prix, grandness. The only grandness I get to experience. Grand Prix in France. That sounds nice. Oh, is that on Le Mans course? I should know that course. I was having such a hard time in qualification. I went to the pre-qualifier, finished last. So I went into the, I did the free practice, came in last, or the official practice came in last. Did the pre-qualifier, Q1, did not make it into the top 4. And don't know where I finished in that. And, so I don't get to be in Q2. I didn't qualify for Q2, which meant I'm going to be at the back of the pack somewhere. Top 18 are invited to Q2. Top 14 right off the bat from practice. And then 4 more from pre-qualifying. So I'll be at least 19th. I imagine I will be. I wasn't paying attention, obviously, in case you can't tell. Imagine I'll be 18th. I think I mixed a little of my cola with my Fresca. Oops. I'm supposed to finish all the cola before I did the Fresca. Oh, the announcers. This happens. It's a bug in the program where the announcer stops talking. Is it a bug or is it a feature? It's kind of a feature. I don't know exactly what makes it happen. I haven't tried to figure it out or report it or anything like that. All right, start the race. Where am I? I just want to see where I am. Well, I'm not dead last. I'm 21st. Okay, well, I just missed it then. I would have finished 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, I finished 3 out of first place. I finished like in 7th. Okay. But of course, those are all the people that. So I just barely did not qualify for Q2, the qualifier. But that's okay. That would have just been more content. Who wants that? Oh, release the parking brake. I don't like these blue uniforms. In mid-season, I'm going to try to change to another team that has better uniforms. I'm not committed to this team because their uniforms don't match my color, which my color is green. Now, the first season, I have a feeling that was bad. The first season, and yes, I reset if I fall. That's the only time I'll reset is if I fall. Oh, come on! Stop hitting me! What can I do to keep from being hit? Go faster, probably. Oh, come on! Stop hitting me! Where do I gotta go? I gotta go to the inside more? Oh. Usually I'm able to pass at the start, and then I got less people, but now I'm dead last, probably, right? Well, that's a good way to keep from being hit. This is not going to be a good race for me. I did horribly in practice. I was chatting so much, I didn't, and the bike is not great either, to be honest. It's not well balanced. I don't remember exactly. It's been 2 weeks since I played this game at the start of the stream. This is the second hour of the stream, so I only played the game for 50 minutes or so. And I hadn't played in 2 weeks prior to that, so. I'm not in good shape. And I haven't been paying really good attention. And I am coming off of back trouble that I had to cancel one of my streams this past week because my back was giving me so much trouble. But it's better now. Don't worry. I would like to take a walk. The weather's decent here in the middle of winter in Minnesota. The weather is For the middle of winter in Minnesota, it's decent. It's just below zero. It's going to get above, or just below freezing, 0 centigrade. It's going to get above freezing later in the week. So, which sometimes, sometimes below zero is better, and having some snow on the ground is better. And it's above zero at night. It might, and it gets some precipitation at night. It'll turn into rain, and then it can be worse. Even if the temperature is nice, you know, reasonably nice, put on a winter coat and you'll be fine. Nice. If it's frozen overnight, whatever moisture was there, or if there was snow and it melted during the day, then it turns into ice at night. So you might have to deal with ice. Or last time I went for a walk, I had to deal with a lot of slush because it was warm enough during the day. It was not. There was quite a bit of snow, maybe a few days beforehand, a week beforehand, and then a lot of it had melted because that day it was above zero and you had to deal with slush and stuff. This is not how Minnesota used to be. Snow when I first came here as a young man, snow did not melt in the wintertime. It just piled up. But now we regularly, I'm streaming this early January. You're not getting until February. I'm streaming this early January, and then in January, the snow would not melt. There was one January that it was kind of famous because it did not get above 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not talking it didn't get above freezing. It didn't get above 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and you figure out what that is. It's cold, mighty cold. At all, there was no, for an entire month. The month of January, the high temperature never got above zero. Never got above freezing, never got above zero. Now, used to Januaries where it's never gotten above freezing, so that the snow, or if it did, it was only a little bit above freezing for 1 or 2 days and then back down below freezing, which meant that, you know, the snow would just pile up and pile up and pile up. We wouldn't get as much snow in one storm as out farther east where I was used to when I was a kid, but it was snow that would never melt throughout the season. One season, because of the cold and the accumulation of snow, I started an office pool when people thought that they always shoveled the parking was in a car park, and small car park, but they would shovel it. You know, they would shovel the snow that was open on top, and they would plow it off the edge of the car park, and we got enough snow on the top where it was open throughout the year that they would plow it just onto one big pile, and the pile reached up by the end of the plowing season. It reached up like almost to the top of the car park, like 3-story car park. It almost reached the top of this huge, massive. And but then it was getting warmer, and I started an office pool, very casual office pool. Nothing was on the line, like no money. But what date do you think the car park that pile would completely melt of the snow that was piled up 3 stories high? And yeah, I think it was April something, end of April. It was like forever. Maybe it got into May. I think it was late April. I think somebody guessed June, and it wasn't that far off, so maybe it was April. I don't remember. I think I guessed June 1st or 2nd or something like that. It wasn't going to melt until June. It wasn't going to completely melt. And the pile had to completely melt. There had to be no snow left on the ground next to the car park. or the grass or whatever it was next to the car park. It had all be gone. It was just that massive of a pile of compact snow. But yeah, the last many years it has not been as cold, not had as much snow. We do get a lot of storms. Being warmer is not a good thing. For average temperature going up is not really a good thing, even if you live in a cold area, because when the temperature goes up, that means the energy in the atmosphere goes up, and energy means storms. When the temperature goes up, there's more energy to put into storms, and so you end up with more storms, like more blizzards. You get more blizzards. Maybe you don't get it. Maybe it's not as cold, but you get more blizzards when the temperature is warmer. So yeah, not a good not a good sign for the future for any climate. But don't want to get into any potentially. I don't talk about any potentially controversial subjects, which is why I don't allow people to talk about Coke versus Pepsi or Ford versus Chevy. I gotta think of other silly things to add to my lock list. If you type Pepsi or Coke in the Twitch chat right now, you get a message saying that it needs to be approved by a moderator. It's pretty funny. I'm not even sure I can approve it. I don't have the chat box that I have doesn't come up and give me the opportunity and I'm the streamer himself, so I don't get modded. Mods are allowed to, the streamer, the broadcaster, whatever they call it, has the right to type anything they want in the chat without it being auto-modded. So I can't test the auto-mod by typing things in myself. But I had somebody testing the goofy ones. There are some things that I have permanent that I don't even look at. I don't even see. I don't want to see, because they're things that are mostly they're things that bots that try to sell you viewers and stuff. So if there's phrases like on Discord, that phrase where you won't even see the message go out. You'll scratch your head. Why is that term blocked? Well, that's because that's what bots use now. They say on Discord, hook me up on love your stream. Hook me up on Discord. So and then you go to Discord and they want to talk to you about how to improve your channel. And how to improve your channel means there's a lot of scams on Discord. Be very careful to go on anyone's Discord. There are lots of scams. One of the biggest scams that keep coming back on Discord is somebody who maybe was your friend, was in your friends list, writes you and says, oh no, I accidentally reported you, and Discord says they're gonna close your account in 24 hours if you don't contact this person. I got a letter, and so they'll show you a letter, which of course is fake. They'll show you a message which is fake from Discord, and then you have to contact this person. And but of course, what happens is if you contact that person, they try to get your username and login and all that other information so that they can try to steal your account too. Yeah. You can lose your account on Discord. You make sure you got two-factor authentication or whatever security turned on. Discord is. And also, if you talk to someone on Discord, the main issue with streamers is they find out you're a streamer, because they find you on Twitch or something. They want you to talk to someone on Discord. If you were on Twitch chat or Twitch messaging, whispering, openly saying, "Hey, I can sell you viewers. I can sell you viewers. I can sell you subscribers on Twitch, which are paid, or viewers, or followers." Well, that's against the Twitch terms of service, and you would just be, that would be removed, and other accounts of that IP address or similar IP addresses might also be removed. But they used to do it anyway, but then they got smarter about it, and now they just tell you to contact someone on Discord, because guess what? Trying to sell you Twitch subscribers on Discord, it's not against Discord's terms of service, trying to sell you Twitch followers. So you can go ahead and do that. So that's what they do. They find out they say, the bots say, "Hey, I love your channel. If you want to improve it, hook me up on Discord. Look me up on Discord." And then if you go on Discord, they'll talk to you about, trying to sell you things against your terms of service on Twitch. But they can't get caught for it because they're not talking about it on Twitch. They're talking about it on Discord. Anyway, you can still report them on Discord, but it's not, depending on how smooth they are, it's not as easy to get their Discord ID removed. But if you get the Discord ID removed, then they have to go in and edit all of their macros to use a different Discord ID. Oh, so sad, and so much effort it takes to do that. Like, not at all. Anyway, yeah, everywhere the bots or the bot farms, never click on a link on anything. Never click on a link on a mail that you get, an email. Never click on a link in a message you get. Never click on a link on a Discord post, or never click on a link if it's a message to you. If you're on a Discord and it's for like a reputable company, and you know who it is, then you can go ahead and click on a link. But the links always ask you on Discord, you're leaving Discord, are you sure you want to go to this site? It's like, yeah, I know that site. I trust that site because it's, and always say ask every time anyway. But yeah, if you get an email that says, and never return a phone call. Companies don't, if a company contacts by email and gives you a phone number to call, never use the phone number. Always go to that company's website directly and go to their support page directly. Because if you click on the link, you're probably going to be sent to some site that is made to look similar. Or if you call a number, you're going to get somebody from a fraud farm that's going to give you some story that eventually is going to lead to you giving them money so that they can fix the problem. And they'll make some error, and you'll have to save the reputation or the job of the person who you talk to, who they've socially engineered you to feel sorry for them. They'll ask you, well, the only way I can get out of this is to put the money back in, but I don't have the money. Can you get a gift certificate? That's a total red flag. Can you go out and get a so-and-so gift certificate, an Amazon gift certificate or something, and then give me the PIN for it, or the numbers off of it? Which, of course, is complete BS. Nobody will accept your payment in of anything in a gift certificate from some other place, or even that place. But that's like one of the bigger scams. There's very horrible scams where you can lose millions and millions. Don't get into any kind of crypto thing based on any kind of solicitation. There's a scam going around. I won't say the entire name because it's kind of a grotesque imagery, but the name starts with pig. We'll say pig farming, which is it's not farming, it's something else, but I'm not even gonna mention it. But it's what it's based on. It's a crypto, and it's a combination of a crypto scam and a honeypot scam. If you don't know what a honeypot is, look it up. I'm not sure. Google Daddy. No, it's a honeypot is where someone will get a fake ID on a website, a dating site that is like an incredibly attractive woman, usually women, sometimes attractive men, and amazingly enough, even though they're in their mid-20s, if you're in your mid-50s or mid-60s, and you're talking to them, amazingly, they'll find such a great they'll think you're really fascinating, and they'll get to know you personally, the traditional honeypot scam was through that connection, they'll eventually want to meet you in person, and but they don't have the money to fly to Bermuda or something, so you'll have to send them the money so that they can fly to Bermuda to meet you, and you go to Bermuda, and guess what? They're not there, and neither is your money. Or maybe they ask for money here and there, but then it's big payoff. Where did I finish? Not good. Not good. I'm not doing good. Not a good place for me. I want to be able to get on a different team. 21st. That's not good. No, I'm not going to play again, although I would like to. Out of practice. Bad job. Let's see how my team is also doing poorly. What's on my wall? I didn't even meet the team objective, so I got nothing. Minus? I lost reputation points. Oh no, that wasn't good. I have to finish at least 15th. That was a horrible race for me. I'm chatting with myself. But anyway, and then the crypto scheme is they make friends with you somehow, because and it isn't necessarily through a dating site. Someone will contact you and for some business reason or some other, and then you'll get friends, make friends with them, and then eventually they'll say, oh man, I've made all this money on crypto recently, and send you to this crypto site, which is a fake crypto site, and it's the long con. Both of these are long cons, but they can make millions and millions off of people that have the money. It's terrible. Okay, let's look at the one message, and surely our cage re-examined the contact and will understand that it wasn't intentional. We have a good relationship, and I'll apologize in person. And my response could be, there's not much to explain here. You can't ride, and you messed up my race. No, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to keep a good reputation, say, unfortunately, that's the way it went, but I appreciate the willingness to analyze the dynamics together. Talking always solves problems, yeah. And so that will not decrease my reputation with them. It didn't increase it necessarily, but it will not decrease it. You always got to do that, because if you ignore them, you also lose reputation. Next round is not... Actually, I want to go back. Is that right? No, I don't want to go back. I want to go... Oof, 21st. That was the worst yet. What did I want to do? Was this what I wanted to do? Looking at my reputations. That's my teammate. Okay, somebody's green. Ooh, Red Bull is green. Red Bull has orange, which will work. I want to get on Red Bull's team. Oh, I want to look at the calendar. If I go here. Yes, okay. How soon do I get the summer break? Okay, I've got... Oh, this is what I'm doing next? That's not a race. That's just a face-off. Okay, so I got a face-off and then 2 races. And then summer break where I might get a different bike. Might get a different team. Okay. Yeah, and this is horrible. My reputation here is horrible. I mean, my thing is horrible. My physical fitness is going up. I'm almost to whatever that next level is. Remarkable. Required status remarkable for... No, that's the wrong button. Where is... I think it is here. Oh, left stick. Left stick, yes. To get on the Red Bull team... I can't... There's more than one Red Bull team. KTM team. Oh, yes. Red Bull KTM. And it's Moto2. I need Challenger. And I've got Challenger. Okay. So I might get an offer from them, which would be good. To jump ship. Although my reputation went down that race. But it looks like I've got it by quite a bit. I can afford to lose quite a bit. Because that's the team that I would like to go with. I might even win championship. This series is going to go on until I win a personal championship, at least, in Moto 3 and Moto 2. And then in MotoGP, I'm going to keep going until I not only win a personal championship, but I win a team championship. I carry them. So, and if I might have to jump ship to go with a more better team. So that might run several there. Okay. Here we see, oh, and I should have my notes. I do have my notes out. I got to find the right page though. Of course I don't have a book in it. Is it down here? I'm flipping it the wrong direction. I should have sticky pads on here so I know what's on what. There's keywords. Here it is. Okay, it says here stability, but what they will tell me is cornering. How do you like the cornering? And handling, the keywords they say is change directions. So depending on the briefing, and I want one of those two, because those are the two that are lacking. They did give me control field delivery, but I want to say the bike isn't handling well, and they'll ask me, well, why is it not handling well? And do I want stability or do I want handling? They're both equally low. So we'll see what the manufacturer suggests. No, what did I do? No, I don't want to do that. No. Oh, that was it. Okay. I thought I was going to the race already. Manufacturer preference is handling. Okay, so that's change of direction. I'll get more reputation points if I do that. Out of the track. I think there's still room for improvement. Nothing particular to flag up. I'm happy to let you decide. No, I don't want you to let you decide. Okay. What do you think we need to improve? The bike isn't handling well. Okay. Understood. We'll talk to the rest of the team and see what we can do. Let's follow up on our next debriefing. Now, at the next debriefing, they'll give me the option to, well, okay, what about the frame do you want? And if they say change directions, that's handling. If they say cornering, that's stability. Okay. I need to have those code words out there. So see, it says frame is the new one, frame. I don't get the second one because I'm not playing on the full version. I'm playing on arcade mode. So I only get one. And it says new is frame, and I want to pick the one that says handling because both of them need improvement because I want a balanced bike. So for a change, I'll get the manufacturer's preference, which would be nice. All right. Transfer rumors, there's none for anybody yet. There should be some for me. All right, let's do the dual race off, whatever it's called, race off. And the only one I ever pick is mini bike, because flat track and motard, I don't like the way they call that, to be honest. Is mini bike, because mini bike is the only one that you can really handle well. Flat track, you might, it's kind of a mini bike like, but you might get dirt or you might get pavement. I don't want the dirt bikes. I don't like. They're hard to handle. These are impossible to handle for me, and so I want something that's closer to the actual. I mean, if I was playing a mini bike game, I'd play a dirt bike game. I'd play a dirt bike game, right? They just throw that in to try to give you a fuller experience. They can say, yeah, well, in MotoGP 25, in MotoGP trademark symbol 25, you can play all kinds of bikes, but you can play on pavement, you can play on dirt. Yeah, but you only get to play on dirt 3 times a season, and it's dumb. And the track, you'll get a limited of 3 different tracks. In fact, they tell you what 3 tracks. Anyway. But, they can sell it then. It's just like those puzzle games that are actually like match 3 games, but they, in between rounds, you get to play 1/10 of the game. Every 5 rounds you play, or every 10 rounds you play, you get this interesting puzzle where you have to like pull levers to get the lava to flow a different way, so it doesn't, so it saves the princess or whatever. I don't know. But those, the interesting puzzles are what they advertise when they do the ad. And it's like a 20th of the game, there's only like 2 of them, and they alternate between those 2 puzzles. And, it's really dumb. It's really bad. And so they advertise. There are ads in games for a long time that they advertised where they didn't even say not actual gameplay. And then they had, the ads had to at least say not actual gameplay on them in small print somewhere. Oh, come on. The guy's hitting me. I gotta back up farther. Let him go by. He's not gonna knock me over. Yeah, that's what this is kind of like. They could show actual gameplay footage. That's how they got around it. Actual gameplay footage is, some cutscene that's in the game. It doesn't reflect what the game is like at all. That's their trailer. That's their advertisement for the game. So, I don't buy a game. I don't buy a game, and I advise other people to do the same thing. If you don't want to be disappointed, don't buy a game until you've watched somebody actually play it online. Don't buy a game before it's released. Always wait until somebody's played it online. You can see what the actual gameplay is like. Because then you'll actually know what the game is like. If it's a sequel to a franchise that you really like, maybe, like I bought Dirt Rally 2, pre-ordered it, because I knew what it was going to be like. And I think the ads for it, too, were, the Dirt Rally from Codemasters was not a game that was deceptive. They don't have cutscenes and stuff, not in Dirt Rally. And Dirt 5 or Dirt, the Dirt series, Dirt 5 especially, I played, well, not Dirt. What was it? Grid Legends or whatever it was called. The latest Grid, which is also Codemasters. They have massive cutscenes that I did not play that version of the game. I played a career mode where there were no cutscenes. They were so obnoxious. But I don't think those were advertised. I don't know. I've never seen an advertising for them, so I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think those were advertised via the cutscenes. I think they were just gameplay. I mean, there may have been some scenes that said not actual gameplay, because they were just dramatic ads that were put up, like, that were clearly not gameplay. A flaming angel rides down in a motorcycle and lands on the track or something. That's obviously not actual gameplay, but they'd have to put that. Some cinematic that they added just for the ads and cinematic. Pretty clearly not actual gameplay, and does not make up the whole ad. It's just some cinematic. Oh, I hate these bikes, but not as much as the other choices. I just want to get through here. I don't even care where I finish. You can kind of tell I've given up on this season. Winning a championship may still be possible this season, but I don't know. Yeah, I finished 10th. That was terrible. Did I get anything out of it? I get some physical fitness. Oh, that's right. These points don't mean anything. What you do is you unlock other customizations that you can do, new helmets and stuff like that. I don't even see what that one is before that. What is that? Oh, that's a dirt bike handle pad or something, or center pad on a dirt bike, center frame pad. Yeah, whatever it is, it's dumb, not necessary. Okay, do I have time for I'm not sure I have time for the qualifier. And again, basic weekend. I'm at 40 minutes. The qualifier usually takes at least, I don't think I have time. But I think I can just do a couple laps and then go back and start over again. So just practice for a few minutes and then go back to the career mode. And I believe it asked me, oh, do you want to abort this section and redo it? I'm not sure. I might get locked out. And if I do, well, I get locked out. Or I still have another hour to go in this stream. So in this section of the stream, after this, for those of you watching on Twitch, SnowRunner coming up for 3 hours after MotoGP. Another hour of MotoGP, then I'll reset the stream. I'll play some SnowRunner. Take a break, of course. All right, continue. And let's get in some practice. I know I can exit the career mode here. Yes, we'll lose all progress in the current session. So, no. So let's go to the track, get a little practice. And then we can come back and reset the session. I might even be able to do that from the track. So let's just do a couple laps. Okay, I'm still on autopilot, but I'm still working the controller as if I was. One thing I like about this game is somehow I can even handle the third-person perspective. I normally don't like chase cam. I normally like, well, on cars, helmet cam, hood cam, on bikes, I guess, I think they call that tank cam, fuel tank cam. Anyway. But, which is much harder because you don't get as much field of view of the upcoming turns and stuff. But I get disoriented, especially in cars, I get disoriented because the bike, your line of sight is not fixed down the axle of the axis through the center of the car, or the axis on the bike through the center of the wheels. They show you, they actually change the camera view to the worst possible thing. If you're turning to the right, they would show you the right side of the car, which means you're looking out to the left. You're not looking into the turn like you have to do. If they show you the right side of the car, that means you're looking straight ahead when the turn is to the right. You're not looking into the apex at all. You're looking away from the apex. It's totally disorienting for me. People that do, the pros, there are esports people that play racing games. They always, unless it's restricted to cockpit view in race, in auto view. They always, if you can choose your view, they always choose hood view because you get to see straight down. You get the most field of vision, much more field of vision than you get in a cockpilot view, which is what it's called in a race car. But you can then see you get more field of vision cockpit view, but you don't have to. It's not like chase cam where you can't see how you're turning into the turns and stuff. So if you do a fancy schmancy slide, in a rally game, a lot of times you have to do a handbrake turn where you drift through the turn. If you're doing a turn, if you're drifting through a turn in chase camera view, you see the car drifting, you don't see where you're going, and so chase cam view is horrible. But people get used to it, I get used to any view. Even the esports pro don't use that view. I don't know what they use in motorcycle. Maybe they do use chase cam views in motorcycle. I haven't watched esports pros on motorcycle games. It's a smaller market than race cars. I love motorcycle games, but for some reason this one doesn't throw me off. I don't know if it's the angle is better, or something, but the ground doesn't move around. So it's not, you know, if you're in a helmet view, the ground, as you lean, the ground leans back and forth, which is not really realistic because you try to keep your head as straight as possible when you go around a turn. But, you know, if it's a little bit of a turn, that's okay. A little bit of a lean, that's not bad, but I usually play in a way that there's no lean. And I guess tank view isn't necessarily tank view because it doesn't follow the lean of the bike. You know, it's like a camera on a gimbal that's sitting there that it always stays horizontal to the ground. Anyway, that's my favorite view. But this is nice. This is a nicer chase cam. It doesn't try to race it. It's the first Moto2 game that's in chase cam view that I really feel comfortable with. Of course, on mobile, and yes, I have played a lot of mobile racing games. I've played racing games on every platform, early consoles and early handhelds and later handhelds. You know, my first racing game was Night Driver on Atari 2600. And yeah, I'll call it Atari 2600, although it wasn't sold to me as Atari 2600. It was sold to me as Atari VGS, Atari Video Game System. People didn't start calling it the 2600 until they released the new model, the 5200. So somehow that became the name Atari 2600. So I'll call it that because that's what people know it by. The original Atari console is the first driving game. That wasn't my first console. My first console was like a Pong game by Magnavox Odyssey 2. I didn't get the Magnavox Odyssey 1. So I was a little late to the game. But I do remember when, Pong and other video games first came to pinball arcades and bowling alleys. And then they became everywhere. I was already in my teens when that happened. But yes, I played, had an Odyssey 2, that the Odyssey 2 not only played Pong, I'll call it, but also played a tennis game. It also played like two other games, squash, where you bounce the ball against the wall, and hockey, I think they called it, where you had two controllers. It was kind of more like foosball, I think. But I think they called it hockey. Well, it was hockey because the goal wasn't a break in the wall like it would be in foosball. The goal was away from the wall, so you could bounce it off behind the wall, and it could get stuck behind the wall. Or when it got stuck, it would ping around behind the wall. So there was a little C. You guys know what Pong is like with the rotating controller. Yeah, and that's what it played. But then I graduated in Atari 2600 and played, all these other things. Anyway, I'm at 48 minutes. I've done a few laps. How many laps have I done? I've done a few laps. I'm going to, I say exit to career mode. Will it tell me I'll lose my progress? All your unsaved progress will be lost. You sure you want to leave? Yes, I'm sure I want to leave. Because I was just doing a few practice laps. I'll do the whole practice session later. Because I'm at 59 minutes. So, I have a new message? I didn't abort the thing, did I? Oh, this was from, I'm glad I did this. I never answered this message. Benson Mount Lagarde are always excited and managing to beat Arcade only adds to that list. Respond. I didn't respond to this. I'm learning from my mistakes in that track. I think it'll get a lot better next time. Even though there's nothing up for grabs, I don't like losing. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, don't be a jerk. Okay. Close. Good. I'm glad I aborted that, because once I played the whole thing, I would have not had the opportunity to answer that, and I didn't notice it when I came back here. All right, folks. I am going to take a break. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. I'll be back after a short break. We'll continue on for another session of MotoGP, another 45 to 50 minutes of MotoGP. And then if you're watching on YouTube, though, that will be it for this episode. The next episode will be the next weekday the next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is almost always midnight in the UK, and almost never noon the next day in New Zealand. But it is plus or minus an hour, depending on the time of year, through the equator and daylight savings time. So blame the equator. That's what I blame. All right, folks. Twitch, once again, stick around. YouTube, next episode. Either way, I will see you then.